I figure this time we're going to change a couple things around from like last game. We'll push a little bit harder. Don't take so much critical runs like we did last game. Take it when we see it, and we'll bang it through, just like last time.
All right, excellent. Wish you a lot of luck out there.
No
All right, give it a heck.
Thank you.
All right, Ronnie, you lost the foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't get side field you want. What's your strategy on this right now? It's going to be tough.
We're going to basically do the same thing that we did with Washington Rain. We're going to kind of play a little bit defensively. We're going to wait for them to come to us. We're going to try to get their numbers down, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to make our moves. We're definitely not going to sit and wait, although we're in a position where we can't sit and wait. That's not the way we play. We're going to go up, heads up, and when we have the opportunity to go, we're going to go. We're not going to sit around.
Right, so basically there's no set side that you're going to push right off the bat. You're just going to kind of feel it out and find out where a weak point is, where you can get some eliminations.
Exactly.
And work them and then blow through.
We're going to work them and then we're going to take them.
All right, Ronnie, wish you a lot of luck.
Thanks a
lot.
lot.
All right,
Fred.
you betcha.
The crackling of gunfire tells you that there's a pitched battle going on. Yet not to fear, it's a friendly battle of paintball, a game played by two extremely talented amateur teams, Nemesis out of Florida and All-Americans 2 out of Maryland.
The All-Americans 2 came out really fast. They've taken as much territory as they can. They're starting to work the fields. They're on their 35 to 40-yard line. The Nemesis team in green on your left created a layered defense just as their captain said they would do.
The 1995 World Paintball Championships are brought to you by National Paintball Supply, the leader in paintball products, with the player in mind.
Doesn't take many brains when you see a barrage of paintballs flying your way to take cover. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 1995 World Paintball Championships being played in Orlando, Florida at Paintball World. I'm David Sparks, and with me is Jerry Braun, the editor of Paintball Sports Magazine. Today, Jerry, we've got the All-Americans versus Nemesis.
We do. Both teams have beaten the Palm Beach Predators amateur team, and the Cinderella story is over. And now they're facing off for the World Amateur Championship. Both teams have been in this position before in terms of winning major tournaments. This game is going to be really, really something.
This game has garnered tremendous support and enthusiasm throughout the country. Talk about its future.
Well, if you stop and you think about a game being only 14 years old and now being played all over the world by at least 1 million people, literally the sky is the limit. We see this sport as a sport. It's also a game. People can play it at an elementary level. They can play it if they have the talent and the commitment at a world-class level. It does so much in so many different ways. Every time a new market opens up for paintball, it grows in a very, very rapid and great fashion. So whatever happens,
happens.
You got it.
Okay, and we're going to keep on playing here on ESPN in just a minute.
Team, the All-Americans 2, have lost a player already. That's 1 down. That means Nemesis is now up 3 points to 0.
Nemesis wearing green armbands going from left to right. All-Americans 2 wearing pink armbands going from right to left. And taking careful aim and popping off a few shots is Dave Spurlock of Nemesis. Now, as the camera pulls out, it reveals a pretty good-sized field. In fact, the dimensions are 600 feet in length by 240 feet in width. And, Jerry, that's about twice the size of a football field, meaning you got to be in shape to play this game.
You do have to be in shape to play it, and you have to cover a lot of territory. We're watching Nemesis moving, and that's really not the strategy they had. They were going to lay back and watch the All-Americans. You see an All-American close to his flag station, pink team, at about his 20-yard line, laying paint. Joe Munoz, captain of the All-Americans, who just made a charge.
That's the board. The phone.
Both on their 40-yard lines contesting the middle. We can see the All-Americans in their bunker positions. They're on their 40-yard lines in the bunker. Man behind directing traffic. We see Peter Weisberg
Looking around, he's guarding the Nemesis flag about 10 yards up, laying some paint, being joined by a teammate.
Michael, where are they?
I don't see nothing.
You're looking at Peter Spurlock of Nemesis firing into a strong All-American bunker position. What are they shooting? Well, let's ask Jerry.
A further measure of the size of the paintball industry today are the number of paintballs bought by paintball players during the course of a given year. The national paintball supply, hundreds of millions of paintballs are sold. Whew, that's a lot of targets. We got a hit on a Nemesis player. That's Peter Spurlock hit and gone.
Took a shot right to the face. I guess you don't have to stress how important that mask is. Let's get into points for a second. By the way, that's 3 points for all Americans on that one. When one team eliminates a player, that team gets 3 points. The first team to get to the opposition's end and pull their flag gets 10 points. If the team in possession of a flag gets all the way back, that's some 600 feet, 2 football fields in length, to their own flag station with the flag, well, if they hang it up, they get 60 points. So you're talking about a total of 100 maximum points, and that would be a very convincing victory.
Hold up! Hold up!
My first generation of Terminators. The thing was, I kept switching players, new teams, old teams mixing together. I started picking other players from other places. This is my 5th generation. What I mean by generation, I take more than half of my team after each 2 years and get rid of that and start all over again and mold the whole new team over. And then after 2 years, start all over again. So I started a new roster. Just like I do in football, you get picks, you go around, you draft other players. Same thing I do. Sometimes other teams ain't doing as good, but there's a lot of good players there. So I see they're breaking up, and I pick those players and bring them into our team. One of the other oldest teams were like Florida Bushmasters. They were breaking up. There was another one, Shadow Warriors. They were breaking up, pick teams out of there, pick some guys out of there, and that formed teams. So like every other 2 years, I would go ahead, break down more than half of my players. I'm like the only original since the first generation started. And ever since, that's what I've been doing, just to keep the momentum going and the strength of the team going. Fresh blood.
Well, his name is Pete Bofel, but he looks like a younger, leaner Sylvester Stallone to me. Anyway, getting back to the action. With one player out from each team, we have Nemesis 3 points. We have All-Americans 2 with 3 points.
And we have Joe Munoz from the All-Americans pink team at around his 45-yard line, controlling a segment of the middle.
Joe just looked at his watch, by the way, remembering that it is a 20-minute duration game.
There's another shot of Joe firing into the middle, keeping the Nemesis players at bay. There's James Richards from Nemesis trying to keep the All-Americans at bay. It's a very, very interesting cat and mouse game. The All-Americans trying to open up lines of movement. Nemesis trying to bottle them up. More like just trying to keep a stalemate alive.
Where? The guy in the bunker right down the tank.
Weisberg sitting on approximately his own 20-yard line. It might be a good point here to make, Jerry. Talk about this game as though it is kind of a second-generation capture the flag, the old capture the flag kids game. Only now, the guys are using these markers that can range anywhere from $300 to $1,200. They're a lot older than just kids, and they're playing for bigger stakes. There's money, and there's also pride.
That's true. These teams come from all over the world to vie for championships. This being the World Championship, nothing is bigger.
Okay, Professor Braun, do a little magic for us. Let's pull out that telestrator and talk about field position.
We see the Nemesis position. We see the players that are layered in that position. A very strong defense. There's one way back at the flag station. It's going to be hard to penetrate that defense without taking some Nemesis players out.
Let's do a little color coordinating. Again, Nemesis in green going from left to right. All-Americans in pink going from right to left. And the guys that you see from time to time on the wide shots in the turquoise T-shirts are the referees.
And the referees are doing one great job here. They have to get in the middle of these firefights. They have to make the calls on whether there's a hit or whether there's splatter. Splatter being paint that falls on a player because of something else being hit, not that player being hit. And splatter doesn't count. A player stays in the game when splattered. That player can only be eliminated if there is a direct hit.
Splatter doesn't count environmentally either, does it, Jerry? These paintballs don't last but, what, 2-3 days in the woods because they're entirely biodegradable.
And water soluble. You're absolutely right, David. They melt. And once a paint pellet breaks in a barrel of a gun, and one just broke in Ronnie Howell's barrel, every other paint pellet fired after that hits that water, starts to melt, and goes every which way.
So he's squeegeeing out the barrel right now.
We can see the bunker position. Again, the All-Americans are well established in there, but there's that bunker on the 50-yard line that nobody has made yet. You need that bunker to dominate the middle. We, in the meantime, have a Nemesis player up on his 45-yard line. If there's nobody in that bunker on the 50, that Nemesis player can control the middle and keep the All-Americans from moving in. You have the judges checking a Nemesis player now. He's okay. The judges checked him out. He's fine. Joe Munoz is starting to shoot at him again.
Okay, speaking of the guns, by the way, we have on the top a loader that'll hold about 150 rounds, and the guns themselves are gas-powered. We mentioned earlier they can run anywhere from between $300 to $1,200. A lot of money invested in this equipment, but the guys get a lot of fun out of it. We'll be right back. Say that while you were away, you didn't miss a thing. Score is still tied 3-3. Nemesis missing one guy. All-Americans 2 missing one guy.
I guess there's no paint check there. We can see see where you got it.
Obviously.
How's it looking out there? You know, you guys lost the toss, so you had the bad side of the field. How's it going out there?
Well, basically, we went out making sure our velocity was down low, so we didn't get any penalties.
Right.
You know, they're basically going to have to come to us. You know, we're going to play them straight up ball. They've got to come get it, and we're not giving it to them.
Do you know what the body count is right now?
It should be 1 on each side.
Oh, so, you know, still pretty even game then, right?
That's right.
All right, excellent. Well, I'm going to let you get out of here and go get cleaned up, but I appreciate it very much. Thanks a million.
Here you're looking at Ron Howell, who is the captain of Nemesis, basically surveying the field, strategizing. Both amateur teams on their respective 45-yard lines. Both amateur teams knotted at 3 points apiece. Both amateur teams definitely respecting each other.
And favoring, in terms of this strategy, Nemesis. The All-Americans have got to start to move and have got to do it quickly. In fact, there's Justin Andre crawling up of the All-Americans.
Sorry, baby, you gotta hit me, not the play. Play, please.
Joe Munoz is in the middle on the 45-yard line, just firing away at a counterpart Nemesis player equally on his 45-yard line. This is going to be an interesting match because if Joe can eliminate this particular player, it's going to open it up significantly for the All-Americans.
Give them 3 extra points as well. Time is of the essence. Somebody has to make a move pretty quickly. Aren't they thinking that right now?
Well, the All-Americans are definitely thinking that right now, and I think as the tempo of the firing increases on their part, you're going to see that they're going to try and at least muddy the waters in the game. The magic bunker at the 50-yard line remains unoccupied by either side. Here's Rocky Cagnoni of Nemesis. The judges are checking him over. He's been taking a lot of heat from the All-Americans.
And it looks like he has been hit, Jerry, which means that All-Americans now pick up another 3 points. 6 points for them, 3 points for Nemesis. Nemesis down.
We see in slow motion the hits coming in. There it is. In fact, he gets hit quite a number of times. They certainly had what I call tone on him. There's another All-American now. The All-American is at the 50-yard bunker. He is at the bunker, which means to say, in that position, he has command of the center. His forces are now free to move.
All over me. Center! Sweet mark, center!
Joe Munoz of the All-Americans, the captain, is running back. We see a Nemesis player out.
And that makes the score now Americans with 9 and Nemesis with 3. Tell me something. What's your position on this, Jerry? Why did the All-American player back up? Was it to reposition himself for an offensive?
That's my guess. The All-Americans with 2 players up are now looking to push, and we see an All-American running in. He's running in. He's shooting at a Nemesis defender. He's what we call the rabbit. They had to concentrate their firepower on him while the other All-Americans could come in. It looks like the All-Americans are sweeping their left side. Several of the All-Americans have been hit. Justin Andre with a goggle shot, but it looks like they broke through. It looks like they are breaking through. You see the Nemesis players are going back to their flag. It looks like the Nemesis defender has been hit as well. There's another All-American attacker. They did what they had to do. They lost some players. We don't know how many yet. That's got to be sorted out. But they were able to open up the game. The game is now being played on their territory. There is Captain Ron Howell. He's also been eliminated. It looks as though the All-Americans have broken through and have eliminated the major defensive position of Nemesis.
Here you see an All-American player pulling the Nemesis flag, and now he has to run all the way back to his own flag station. I don't have to remind you folks that that is a 600-foot run, meaning twice the length of a football field. Now, another thing that's important to keep in mind is this game runs 20 minutes, and if my mind serves me correctly, they are almost at the 20-minute mark. Looks like that player just stepped on a root or hit some heavy brush and may have hurt his ankle, sprained his ankle or strained his ankle. At any rate, just in the nick of time, he breaks the plane of his own flag station, gets back with the flag. Looks like he didn't have time even to have himself be checked prior to putting that flag across the plane of his own flag station. We'll be back. We'll find out how badly he's hurt in just a moment.
It seemed like it was going real well. They made the push, and I think that was the changing point in the game when they made the push, and they were able to effectively eliminate our players on the wire. And when they did that, basically the game was pretty much over because they were able to do that. So
we have the captain of the All-Americans too right here right now. What's going on here? Yeah. Let's see a shake. Very good for the sport. Okay. How'd that go out there? What happened?
It went all right. Went a little late, but considering everything went all right.
Where'd you guys break through at? What was the key point?
Left tape line.
Left tape line?
That's our best. Right there. We regroup.
It's a very hard team here.
Yeah,
you know, and have you beat someone like this, that's a very good job. So what you did is you basically worked left tape line. What you do? Pick a few of the guys off and then
pick a few off, whittle them down, take it, strike them, cut them throat.
Right on. Well, it looked like a real good game, gentlemen. You gave the crowd a very good thrill either way. You're both good teams. There always has to be a winner. There always has to be a loser, and it's a shame. But I think we're all there at one point in time, either way, both ways. You know. So congratulations to both of you. Both very class acts. Okay?
Thank you.
Let's have a handshake. Right on, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Okay, Fred, thanks very much. Hey, everybody, the 1995 World Paintball Championships are brought to you by National Paintball Supply, the leader in paintball products with the player in mind. Getting back to that All-Americans 2 player who was carrying the flag, slight ankle sprain, but he'll be fine and back to play paintball another day. For my broadcast partners, Jerry Braun and Fred Schultz, I'm David Sparks saying see you next time and so long from Orlando.